can I help? No problem. Coming right up.
So you working first shift or? That's first shift, folks. Yeah, that's first shift. Whoops, did I do that? I'm doing a live broadcast on GTA 5. On the 5, you know what I mean? James? Oh, what's it? No, I didn't. Oh, I'll have to check it in. Yeah. I'll have to check that out. What'd you say to Will? Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. That stuff you take for parasites tastes like apple. Oh, that's something different. I've been working on my 70 Roadrunner, decoding the fender tag and trying to repair the engine. It's got the case of the lockjaw for like the last 15 years. This engine's been locked up, so I'm trying to get it unlocked or put a different engine in it, whatever I got to do. Right now, I'm tearing it down to try to find out what happened to the engine, why it locked up. I pulled the heads off of it, suspecting the timing chain let go and bent some valves and locked it up. And that's not the case. So I got to dig further. I'm referring to the engine locked up, you know. It's a slang I'm using, a joke, you know, lockjaw, you know, the engine's locked up. It's a long block, complete engine, intake carb 440, and it's been locked up for 15 years. So I pulled the intake, carburetor, and the heads off of it. None of the valves smacked the pistons, none of the push rods are bent. So that's not what happened to it. I've got other problems, so I got to keep digging, which makes good contact, because now I'm going to pull the oil pan on it. I'm going to try to do that with the short block now that's in the car, because it was a long block. It was a complete engine. And I tore the intake carb and, you know, exhaust off of it and the heads off of it. Now I'm going to pull the oil pan, check the bottom end, see what's happened. See if the connecting rod kicked off of it, what happened. Something caused this thing to lock up, and what it is what it is, obviously, but I got to figure out what it is. I haven't figured it out. No, that's not the case, dude. My engine was full. Yeah, my engine was full oil, and it was clean oil, but yeah, I will inspect it. Since you said that, I'll have to pull the dipstick. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be pulling the oil pan, and I'll be draining the oil out. I'll see exactly how much oil came out of it after I dipstick it and see what the dipstick says. And then when I pull the drain plug, I'll, you know, see how many quarts it is. You know, it should be 5 quarts, so we'll see. Won't turn. Yeah, won't turn. I done did that. It's locked up both ways. It won't go back. It won't go forward. It's locked tighter than a drum. Yeah. I don't think it's the rod bearings. I think a connecting rod kicked off of it and locked it up. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. The radiator's been drained for years. The coolant's been drained out of that block for years. I pulled the heads and hardly any coolant came out because, you know, it's been drained for years. A little bit of coolant came out when I jacked it up. There's still, you know, antifreeze in it, so. Right this very minute, no, it's sitting on all 4 wheels right now. I dropped it down to pull the heads, you know, because once you unbolt the heads, you try to pull the heads with the car jacked up, it's twice as hard. So I dropped it down off the jack stand and off the jack, and then I pulled the head, you know. Easier to get the head out of there, you know, with with the engine inside the car, you know. I'm doing this all in-car shit, you know. I'm pulling the heads and the intake and the carburetor, and I'm going to pull the oil pan, all in the car, you know. It's just, people don't do that very often anymore. They go jerk the engine out and then tear it down, you know. I'm doing it in the car. A little different than, you know. Nope, not yet. Yeah, I'll have to do that. Um, you know, we'll see if it's got oil in it. I ain't checked it. I know it had oil in it when I was running it. It was full of oil, had a brand new oil change in it, and it just sitting there idling, man, and just locked up tighter than a drum. Didn't make no noises, didn't, you know, squeal or screech or pound or rattle or clatter or nothing. Not a single abnormal noise. It was running like shit, so it seemed like it was only running on a couple cylinders. It was missing real bad for some reason. And I was trying to get the miss out, so I was turning the distributor, and it worked before, and I messed with the distributor, and I was sitting there turning the distributor a little bit, you know, each way, retarding and advancing and trying to get the rough idle out of it, and it just locked up tighter than a drum, didn't make any noise. So it's been like that for 15 years, and I want to know why. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm tearing into this car. It's been 15 years. Time to tear it down and figure out what happened to it, you know, and then try to repair it. I got two other 440s for it, and I got a complete 3-3. So the thing was originally a 3-3 70 Plymouth Roadrunner. Very rare car too. It's got this really rare paint coat on it, FK5, which is a burnt orange medium, and it's triple burnt orange medium paint. So it's burnt orange on top, which is the paint outside the car, burnt orange inside, which is the interior, and burnt orange on the bottom. That means the bottom of the car is painted burnt orange. It's triple burnt orange. It's a 101 car. It has an H2 code with another prefix with it. I can't remember what the other letters are. But this thing is a multicolor interior, so it could have black and white, and it does. Back seat's black, the front seats are white. It has burnt orange headliner. It has the high-end interior trim, which means it's got the wood grain on the door panels, wood grain inside the car, a high trim interior package. It has an N96 code, which makes it a grab air grabber, air cleaner, and hood. Very rare. And the paint job is 1 of 14 ever done. I mean, just the paint job is 1 of 14 because it's triple burnt orange, medium burnt orange. It's 1 of only 14. And the paint code, because it's triple, you know. Nobody paints their car burnt orange top, bottom, you know, interior. And it's got this hood treatment stripe, and it's got a turn signal option where turn signals are in the hood. It's got three-speed windshield wiper, which is a rare option. It's got oh my God, power steering, power disc brakes. What else has it got? It's got some other features. I think it could be in a bench seat car, which makes it even rarer of its kind, bench seat. I'm not sure about that, but it's got some really rare fender tag codes on it. I have an engine stand in the back of my truck. I went and picked one up yesterday. Yeah. Yeah, I will do that eventually, but right now I'm doing this, for content. I'm going to pull the oil pan on it. Nobody does that anymore. Nobody takes their 440, they just, what you said, they just, fucking jerk it out of there, fucking pull it out. Well, I'm not doing that. I'm going to work on it in car, 'cause no one does that anymore. I'm going to pull the oil pan off that 440 in the car. It's going to be a huge endeavor to get that oil, because I think I have to drop the center link and the steering linkage. I have to drop all the linkage down to get the pan, to snake the pan out. I have to jack it high as you can up and, try to get the pan out of it. So, yeah, I'm going to do all that. And I'm going to see what's going on in the pan. I'll see if there's any metal shavings in the pan. If there's any metal shavings in the filter, well, it surely would be in the pan. So we'll see if there's any, babbitt from the bearings and what's going on with it. Pull an oil pan. Then once I get the oil pan off, I can inspect the connecting rods. And I can even pull a bearing cap off and see what condition the rod bearings in, see what kind of condition the main bearings in, I can do all that in the car, and I'm going to do all that. It's going to be cool. I'll be able to check, yeah, I will do that eventually, but the oil pan is going to be before I take the filter off. I'm going to do the oil pan. That's what I'm going to do next. I will do the oil filter. That's for sure. I might go ahead and pull that off, because that'd be the easiest. That'd be the easiest. Get the oil filter off. Here with me. And drain the oil. Yeah, you're right. Exactly. I'll do that. I will do that, just see what the oil filter's like, and then drain the oil and put it in a clean pan. And you can see if there's any, sparkles in the pan. When you pull that drain pan plug, drain the oil, and then you can look and inspect the oil too. Because if that engine's that fucked up, it'd be, pieces of babbitt. Which is the bearings. Main bearings, the rod bearings are made of babbitt. And let's see if there's any material in the oil. And check the oil filter. Then I'm going oil pan because it's locked up. And I got to get the oil pan off of it and then try to unlock the engine from whatever connecting rod came off so that I can turn the engine over and get the torque converter bolts out that hold the transmission torque converter to the back of the motor. So I can't even do that because it won't turn over. So that's my plan, is to do all that. Yeah, I'll take the oil filter off and cut it apart. I need to go get one of those things that cut the filter apart. I could sawzall it, just with a sawzall. I might just do that. That'd be easier. Cut it apart with a sawzall. I've seen people have like a pipe cutter, like you see when people cut their, brake lines, or they cut the lines for their water lines for their house, one of them tubing cutters. I've seen people with tubing cutters and cut them apart. I'd like to have one of them for the oil filter. Wonder where you get one of them at. I don't know. Yeah, you're right. Let me see it's available. I could do eBay. Yeah, I can do eBay. Yeah, it's nice around here myself. I think you're off, what, Sunday and Monday? Oh, so you was off yesterday, and you're off today. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, my buddy Maxwell, he's off Sundays and Mondays, which is kind of cool. But Sundays, Saturdays, and Sundays are good. Yeah, I put all my kittens outside right now. I'm kind of like a mother's hen. I'm running out there checking on them constantly, making sure they're okay. I'm worried about my kittens. Yeah, I better get my ass kicked with this road runner. I pulled the intake and carburetor, which that wasn't too bad. And I pulled the passenger side head, and that was hard in car. And the driver's side head was even worse. The exhaust headers were in the way. And now I got to, I'm going to have to remove that header on the driver's side and the passenger side, pull the header clear out of it. And get the oil pan, the steering linkage out of the way. It's going to be a lot of work. This car's been kicking my ass. Cast iron intake is all in factory 440 stuff, yeah. Oh, it's great. It's just heavy, you know. It was real heavy. That intake was heavy. Mm, I don't know, man. Those them 440s were ranked 375 horsepower and they were underrated, so I don't know what you're talking about because they run them cast iron intakes, you know, back in the 60s and dragged them and kicked ass, especially with the 440, you know. They just wiped these racetracks, you know. Well, of course they are, you know. Of course they are, yeah. I don't have a, I don't have an aluminum one for it, but I have a vintage four-barrel intake that came off of my brother's car, and I don't want to put that on something, you know. It's a 3-to-3 intake, and I got another 3-to-3 motor. I may end up putting that four-barrel intake on that other 3-to-3 I got because it's got a two-barrel intake carburetor on it, and use that whole engine. It depends if this engine's any good. If I can, I doubt I can fix it. I'm sure it's, you know, one of the rods is spun off and wipe the, you know, the crankshaft out, and maybe even mess the cylinder or the block up. Who knows? You know, you won't know until you get the pan off of it. I don't know nothing until I get the pan off of it to find out what happened to this engine. But a good indicator, yeah, a good indicator. Look at the lifeline of the you know the blood in it. You know, the oil and the filter, the filter's oil. And look at all that. You're right. That's cool. I'll do that. That'd be a great video. Thanks for the idea. Not very often somebody can outthink me and come up with an idea that I haven't come up with yet. No, I didn't think about that. That's a good idea. I'm going to do that next video. Because, like you said, it'd be so simple to take that filter off and pull the drain plug, you know, and drain the oil and look at, you know, the condition of the oil and filter. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I have to do that today. That'll be my today's video, inspecting the oil and oil filter on it. See what contaminants, if any, is in the filter and the oil. Because if there's no contaminants in it, something's going on with this motor. I mean, it's got to be, you know. It was running good too. Yeah, yeah. I'm not pulling the engine yet. Yeah, I'm not gonna pull the engine until I get the oil pan off of it. Figure out what happened to it. Why it locked up, and try to unlock it so I can turn the engine to get the I think there's 3 or 4 torque converter bolts that got to come out, or you can separate the engine from the torque converter. I don't want to pull the engine with the torque converter. I want to separate it. That's the way it was made to come out. Actually, Chrysler put the whole subframe in, you know, the whole K-frame in with the motor and the transmission up underneath the car. That's how they went down the assembly line, you know. They slapped the whole enchilada. They didn't pull the engine separate from the K-frame, you know. They put it all together in one shot. I'm not going to pull the K-frame. I'm pulling the motor. But I put it right back in the same old K-frame if I have to, you know, which I'm going to have to, obviously. This engine's locked up. There's no way can I pull the oil pan and probably fix it. It's going to be, you know, shot in the dark, you know. Shot in the dark. No, it's not going to happen. What was the name of your YouTube channel again, James? What was it, Talk Camaro Guy? Yeah, Talk Camaro Guy. I remember. I'll look it up later. Watch that video.